just a little. Take me along the way. Won't you visit?
To discuss the grade 10 core mathematics exam from Moi Girls High School. The exam was tested on May of 2026. This is a very good paper to help us prepare for our upcoming mid of term 2 examinations. Before we start, make sure you subscribe, like, and share this video with your other friends so that they can also follow along. Now, we are going to discuss this paper in detail and fully. So, it is my hope that at the end of this discussion, you would have gained something important. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video with your other friends. You can see it's a May 2026 exam that was done on 27th of May 2026. So let us have a look at these are a set of instructions. I hope you are all fully aware. Look at the section A of the question paper, only 20 marks. Maybe if you want to reach out for more revision materials, you can contact the number 07 41 30 43 11. You can either make a direct call or you WhatsApp that particular number, then my team will be able to respond to you. Now, let us look at question number 1 of the paper. The number of registered users of a digital network was 3,814,926. What is the difference between the total value of digit 8 and digit 9? They want the difference. First of all, let us get the total value of digit 8. When you have the number 3,814,926, to get the total value of digit 8, we are going to take the digit 8, then we multiply by its place value. Ones, tens, 100,000, tens of thousand, hundreds of thousand. So I have to multiply this by 100,000. This gives me a total value of 800,000, like that. Then digit 9. Digit 9, the total value of digit 9 is obtained by taking the digit itself 9 multiplied by the place value ones, tens, hundreds. So I multiply this by 100. This becomes this will become 900. So after that, now the question is, what is the difference? The term difference in mathematics simply means subtraction. We are now going to take our 8 million. Our 8 million, we less 900. Now when you take 8 million, you less 900, you are going to get 7,999,100 as your answer. Looking at the choices, ones, tens, 100,000, hundreds of thousands. This was 800,000. It was not 8 million. It was 800,000. I think I have a lapse there. This was 800,000. So you are supposed to take 800,000. You less you less 900. You less 900. So when you take 800,000, you less 900, you are getting 799,100 shillings. So 100, which is exactly choice A for apple. 799,100. So after that, now we are going to question number 2, dear learners. Don't forget subscribing, liking, and sharing the video with your other friends. In question number 2, evaluate the product of the reciprocal of 2.5 and the reciprocal of 4 over 15. You know, when you have the number 2.5, as a fraction, this can be written as 25 over 10. Now, the reciprocal of 25 over 10 becomes 10 over 25. Then you have another number here, 4 over 15. The reciprocal of 4 over 15 is 15 over 4. Then the term is here product. When you hear the term product, they simply mean you multiply. So here we are going to take the product of the reciprocals. So it will be 10 over 25. You multiply this by 15 over 4. So 5 here 3, 5 here 5. 2 here 2, 2 here 5. So then 5 here 1, 5 here 1. So this becomes 3 over 2. 3 over 2 is your answer. So let us multiply that. Let us get the answer is B for boy, 3 over 2. 3 over 2 will be your answer there. Let us look at question number 3. We are now going to look at question number 3. Which of the following numbers is classified as an irrational number? When you are told to classify a number as an irrational number, this is a number that it is non-terminating. A decimal, an irrational number is a decimal. Let me say, let me put it this way, that an irrational number is a decimal number that is non-terminating and non-repeating. Non-terminating and non-repeating. So let us see. The first choice, we are having the root of 2.25. This is exactly 1.5. So that's a terminating decimal. So this one here, it cannot be irrational. The next one, before I get to pi, maybe let me have my pi. When I press pi in my calculator, I'm having 3.141592654 as it continues. It is not terminating, it is not repeating. So this pi, because it is not terminating and it is not repeating, it must be an irrational real number. Let me have the number 4 over 7. When I convert 4 over 7 to a fraction, to a decimal in a calculator, 4 over 7 to, I'm getting 0.571428571. Then let me get the root of 16. The root of 16 is exactly 4. So in this particular case, what are we supposed to do? So we need to go back to the question and reread it. The question is, they want a number which is classified as in an irrational real number. Very important points there. It must be irrational real number. We've ruled out the square root of 2.25, that one we rule it out. Root 16 we also rule out. So we are left with choice B and choice C. Now, real numbers are numbers, we know when you talk about real numbers, these are numbers on a number line. Then, when we do this analysis well, the pi is a mathematical constant whose value is approximately 3.142. It is well known fact that pi is an irrational number. It's a decimal that is non-repeating and non-terminating. Non-repeating and non-terminating. Now when you look at 4 over 7, why do we say that 4 over 7 is rational? 4 over 7 is rational because it has been expressed in the form of a fraction where the denominator is not equivalent to 0. So the answer here is pi. That is the irrational number. Irrational real number among those particular choices. Let us look at the next question. A merchant packed 25 crates, each containing 12 water bottles. Each bottle holds 400 milliliters of juice. What was the volume of juice packed expressed in liters? So you can see a merchant packed 25 crates, each containing 12 bottles. So if one crate was containing 12 bottles, what about 25 crates? I'm getting the number of bottles first. So this will be 25 multiplied by 12. When you multiply 25 by 12 from your calculator, 25 times 12, this gives me 300 bottles. After getting the number of bottles as 300, we are being told that each bottle holds 400 milliliters. So if one bottle can hold 400 milliliters, what about the 300 bottles? You cross multiply. When you cross multiply, this will now become 300 being multiplied by 400. And this will become 12, then you add the 4 zeros here. So that is 120,000 milliliters. But now they want it in liters. You know that 1 liter is equivalent to 1,000 milliliters. What about 120,000 milliliters? You cross multiply. This will become 1 times 120,000 divided by 1,000. The 3 zeros and these ones go. You get your answer as 120 liters, which is choice A for apple in that particular case. Choice A for apple. Let us look at question number 5 of this wonderful paper. Question number 5. Solve for x in the exponential index equation. We have 3 power 2x plus 1, 3 power 2x plus 1 being equivalent to 27 power x minus 1. Remember, when you have 3 power 2x plus 1 being equal to 27, 27 can be written as 3 power 3 into x minus 1. Then we can multiply those powers there. So we can have this as 3 power 2x plus 1 is equivalent to 3. When you multiply the powers, this will become now 3x minus 3. Then we have a law that says when you reach where you have equation with the same bases, we drop the bases and proceed with the powers. I'll now have 2x plus 1 being equivalent to 3x minus 1. Allow I collect the like terms. I'll have here 1 plus 1 is equal to 3x minus 2x. 1 plus 1, this is 2, is equal to 3x minus 2x, this is x. So the value of x is exactly equivalent to 2. When I look at my choices, I have choice B for boy as the correct answer. The value of x is exactly equivalent to 2. Let us make progress, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget subscribing, liking and sharing these videos with your other friends so that they also keep learning. So, question number next, that is now question number 6. We are progressing very, very well. Very, very well. Remember, our consultation number still is 07 41 30 43 11. Let us dive deep into the question. Convert the algebraic expression, index expression, a cubed is equal to b minus 2 into its exact logarithmic layout equivalence. So when I have a cubed being equivalent to b minus 2, I want to give you an example. If I have log to base m power n, log of n to base m, in logarithm being equivalent to k, for example, that is the index form. So that is a logarithmic form. In index form, this can be written as m power k being equivalent to n. So this time they have given us the index form, maybe this m power k being equivalent to n. Then you are told to write it now in index, in logarithmic equivalence. So in this case, I'll have this as now log to base a of b minus 2 being equivalent to 3. Log to base a of b minus 2 being equivalent to 3 when I follow the process. Looking at the choices, choice A for apple stands out. Choice A for apple stands out. Let us have a look at the next question. That is question number 7. We are now going to question number 7. Juma is 3 years older than Amina and 2 years younger than Onyango. The sum of their ages combined is 47 years. If Amina's age is x, which equation represents the relationship? So we have 3 people here. I have Amina. I've been told let Amina's age be x. Juma is 3 years older than Amina. So if Amina is x, then Juma is going now to be x plus 3 because he's 3 years older. So that's why we have here x plus 3. And 2 years younger than Onyango. So the very, very Juma, if Juma is 2 years younger than Onyango, then it means Onyango is 2 years. If Juma is 2 years younger than Onyango, then it means Onyango is 2 years older than Juma. If Onyango is 2 years older than Juma, then to get the age of Onyango, I'll take Juma's age, that is x plus 3, plus 2, because now Onyango should be 2 years older. So this means Onyango's age is x plus 5. The sum of their ages, when I add their ages, the sum should be 47. So when I take, to get the equation, when I take Amina's age x, plus Onyango's age, that is x plus 3, plus, sorry, that is Juma's age, plus Onyango's age, which is x plus 5, this should exactly give me 47. Collecting like terms, x plus x plus x, this will become 3x. Then 3 plus 5, this will become plus 8, being equivalent to 47. This is the equation representing their relationship. Then after that, now I go to my choices. I exactly have choice B for boy as the correct answer. Choice B for boy as the correct answer for that particular question. Let us make progress to question number 8. We are now going to question number 8, ladies and gentlemen. Keep subscribing and following for more. Wekesa deposited 60,000 shillings in a savings account, paying a simple interest at a flat rate of 8% per annum. How much interest did he earn exactly after 3 years? So, simple interest is given by principal times rate over 100 times time. So, the principal is the money deposited to the bank, or rather to the savings account. So, this will become 60,000 times the rate, 8%. So, that will be 8 over 100 times the time. The time is 3 years, so times 3. Then here you are free to use your calculator for higher degree of accuracy. When you have 60,000 multiplied by 8 over 100 times 3, this exactly gives you 14,400. We are having this as 14,400, which is choice. Remember, they just want how much interest, not the amount. So the answer is B for boy. They want the interest and not the amount. Let us look at question number 9. Question number 9. A very good question once again. Compute the exact decimal value matching the reciprocal of 0.016. You know, when you have the number 0.016, this is just like saying 16 over 1,000. And when you have 16 over 1,000, that is now the number. Now compute the exact decimal value matching the reciprocal. Now, what is the reciprocal? The reciprocal of the reciprocal of 16 over 1,000 is 1,000 over 16. So what is the decimal equivalent of 1,000 over 16? Here we can even divide using log method. 1,000, we divide it by 16. 16 into 100, this will be 6 times. And that will be because of 96. When I less this, I get 4. 16 into 4, it's impossible. I drop down the 0. Then now 16 into 40. 16 into 40 is 2 times. And this is because of 32. You less, you get 8. Then you put your point. Then you add your 0. 16 into 80, it's exactly 5 times because of 80. So the answer is 62.5. 62.5. Looking at the choices, we have choice B for boy, matching exactly what we've done. Remember, they just want the decimal equivalent of the reciprocal of 0.016. Question number 10. Question number 10. Determine the value of x if log to base x of 81 is equal to 4. So that is in index form, in logarithmic form. In index form, we can have that written as x power 4 is equal to 81. X power 4 is equal to 81. And when you have 81, this is like saying x power 4 is equal to which number raised to the power of 4 gives you 81? It is 3. So this is just like saying 3 to the power of 4. Because we have the powers are now the same, we can drop the powers and proceed with the bases. Or to remove this, to remove these 4, you are going to get the 4th root on both sides. So this will leave you with the value of x being equivalent to 3. The value of x is now equivalent to 3, making choice A for apple the correct answer. Let us look at question number 11. Question number 11. Convert the index expression 10 power 3 is equal to 1000 into its logarithmic equivalent. So when I have 10 power 3 is equal to 1000, this is the index form. In logarithmic form, the power will drop to the right, then this answer goes and becomes the new power. Then you introduce the log. So I'm going to have this as log to base 10 of 1000 being equivalent to 3. That is now its logarithmic equivalent. Log to base 10 of 1000 is equal to 3. Looking at my choices, I exactly have choice C for cat, matching what I've gotten there. And that is how you respond to that particular question. Let us go to question number 12. Keep following keenly. Which of the following represents the completely factorized form of x squared minus 7x plus 12? So when I have x squared minus 7x plus 12, I'm going to look for two numbers such that the sum is equivalent to negative 7 and the product of my two numbers should be 12. When you look at it, this is going to be negative 3, negative 4. Those are my two numbers. So I'll have this as x squared minus 3x minus 4x plus 12. Then you pair up into 2's. So this will be x into x minus 3. Then negative 4 into x minus 3. Those that are outside the bracket, you wrap them in one bracket. This will become x minus 4. Those that are inside the brackets, that is the x minus 3, you are only going to pick one. So this will be x minus 3. And this is the fully factorized form. X minus 4, x minus 3. Be very keen with the sign. This makes the correct answer to be B for boy for question number 12. B for boy. Let us look at question number 13. We are now going to have a look at question number 13 and see what it talks about. The area of a small square card layout is x squared centimeter squared if an identical card layout has its sides extended to form an area modeled by this. Find the valid practical measurement of x. This is a standard question that requires learners to reason. It's not complex, but just requires some bit of reasoning. Then you'll be able to get it right. Let us explore it bit by bit so that we see exactly what should be done. So now, when we look at it, we are being told that the problem deals with the area of a square. You have to remember that the area of a square is calculated by squaring the length of its sides. So, if you have a square, say for example, if you have a square this way, assume this is our square. Assume this is our square. If this value here is x, this other side also is x, so that the area of this square becomes x squared. If an identical card layout has its sides extended, Now the sides have been extended, maybe to this size. It forms an area modeled by x squared plus 4x is equal to 21. That is the area of that square. This equation represents the area of the larger square. This larger square now. This particular equation represents now the area of the larger square. Now let us rearrange this and try to solve it well. So when I have here x squared plus 4x is equivalent to 21. This can give me a quadratic equation such that I'll have x squared plus 4x minus 21 is equivalent to 0. Then after that, let us see, the sum is 4 and the product is 21. Let me see. Can I have this? Yes, I guess I'll have. I'm going to look for two numbers such that the sum of my two numbers is 4 and the product of the two numbers is negative 21. This is exactly negative 3 and 7. So when you substitute, we are going to have this as x squared minus 3x plus 7x minus 21 being equivalent to 0. Then you factor out after pairing. So this will be x into x minus 3 plus 7 into x minus 3 is equal to 0. So we are going to have this as x plus 7 x minus 3 is equivalent to 0. When you have it in that way, in the first case we have x minus 7 is x plus 7 is equals to 0. This will mean that x will be equivalent to negative 7. In the next case, I'll have x minus 3 is equal to 0. When negative 3 crosses over, I'll have x being equivalent to 3. So I have two values of x. So x is equivalent to negative 7 or 3. Look at it. They say find the valid practical measurement. When you're told to find the valid practical measurement, x is length. Can we have length that is negative? No, length can never be negative. Therefore, we are going to take the positive value of x. We are going now to conclude and say x therefore here should be equivalent to 3, because you cannot have a length that is negative. That's why we are ignoring the negative 7. So the correct answer here should be A for apple. A for apple. A very standard question. Let us look at question number 14. Convert log to base 2 of 64 is equal to 6 into its equivalent index notation. So this one we get it from conversion of logarithmic notation to index notation. The base remains 2. The answer becomes the new power 6. Then the power drops and becomes the answer 64. In other words, these two switch positions. Then the log disappears. So the answer is 2 power 6 is equivalent to 64. Looking at the choices, I exactly have choice B for boy as my correct answer. 2 power 6 is equal to 64. Let us look at question number 15. Question number 15. An architectural drawing scale is set to 1:250. If a boundary wall layout constructed from the drawing is 15 meters long in reality, what is its length on paper drawing. One thing you have to understand, the ratio scale here 1:250 is usually in centimeters. This ratio scale is usually in centimeters. And what it means is that 1 centimeter on a map represents 250 centimeters on the actual ground. What about 15 meters on a reality? You know, 15 meters on a reality is just like saying 15 times 100, giving you 1,500 centimeters. So if 1 centimeter is equals to 250 centimeters on the actual ground, what about 1,500 centimeters on a map? What will it represent on the actual ground? You cross multiply. This will become 1,500. You multiply this by 250. Then you divide by 1. I avoid what is its drawing length. Have I done it the right way? Let me see. So this is 1,500 times 250. This gives you 375,000 centimeters. 375,000 centimeters. But now when you look at the multiple choices, do we have that as our answer? When you look at the multiple choices, we don't have that as part of our answer. Can I have missed? Let me cross check. 1:250, which means 1 unit of measurement on the drawing represents 250 in the same diagram. So if that is the case, let me see. Did they have that as their interpretation? I'm trying to see. What about 15? And I'm trying to see what these people did in this particular case. If 1 centimeter on a map, what is the length of the paper drawing? I've interchanged these measurements. If 1 centimeter on a map is equal to 250 centimeters on the actual ground, what about 1,500 meters? On a reality, this means on actual ground. I think I've interchanged here. That is why it's not giving what I expect. Apologies for that. These 1,500 centimeters are measurements on the actual ground. Then what does it represent on a paper? So it could have been on the 1,500 centimeters, could have been to the right. Then you cross multiply. This could have now become 1 multiplied by 1,500. Then you divide this by 250. When you divide that by 250, that's like saying 1,500 divided by 250. This exactly gives you 6 centimeters. That exactly gives you 6 centimeters. I had interchanged it. 6 centimeters is the answer, making it A for apple. 6 centimeters. Let us look at the next question. That is question number 16. Simplify completely down. We have a power negative 3 times b power 2, all of this being raised to power negative 4 to its co-positive terms. Co-positive terms. That is where the secret is. Co-positive terms means without a negative. So we have a law that says m power p times q raised to power q can be m power pq. You can multiply the powers. So in this case, a power negative 3 being multiplied by b power 2, all of this to the power of 4, to the power of negative 4. We can multiply these powers. When you multiply the powers, this now will become a power. Negative 3 times negative 4, this will become positive 12. Then b power. 2 times negative 4, that will become negative 8. So I'm having a power 12, then b power negative 8. But now look at this. They are saying the co-positive terms, meaning that the power should not be negative. We have another law that says m raised to power negative n is just like saying like 1 over m to the power of n. 1 over that. So this will mean this is just like saying a power 12 being multiplied by b power negative 8 is just like saying 1 over b to the power of 8. This one even I can put it over 1. So this will become now a power 12 over b power 8. A power 12 over b power 8. Now you can see that all my powers are positive. So that is what the question exactly requires, which makes choice 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 A for apple the most correct answer. Let us opt to go to do question number 17. We are now going to do question number 17. Work out the gradient of the following line. We are told to work out the gradient of this particular line. For us to work out the gradient, we need to pick 2 points along this line. I can pick the point 0,4. I can pick another point that I can read the coordinates clearly. -1, -2. -1, -2. I can call this one x1, y1, x2, y2. How do we get gradient? Gradient is given by change in y over the change in x. When we talk about change in y, this is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. What is our y2 in this case? Our y2 is -2, so I'll have here -2 minus y1, which is 4, all over x2, which is -1 minus 0. -2 minus 4, this will become -6, all over -1 minus 0, this is -1. Then -6 divided by -1, the negatives cancel out. You get your answer as +6. Looking at the solution, +6, yes, exactly. I have choice A for apple standing out as the correct answer. Choice A for apple is the gradient to that particular line. Let us now have a look at question number 18. We are going to question number 18. Keep following and subscribing so that you can keep getting updates whenever we post a new content. You can keep getting updates whenever we post a new content. I'm happy to see majority of you in here. We are going to this particular question now. A game token with the two faces, red and blue, was flipped 80 times. A blue face turned up exactly 36 times. Determine the experimental probability of a red face turning up. Now, first we have to understand what experimental probability is. When you talk about experimental probability, this is the probability of an event occurring based on the results of an experiment. And how do we normally calculate experimental probability? We take the number of times the event occurred over the total number of trials or attempts. Now, in our scenario here, we are being told that a blue face stand up exactly 36 times. After how many trials? After 80 trials. So this means that if that is the case, the probability of blue occurring is how many times did it show up? 36 times over the total, which is 80. But now the question is asking, determine the experimental probability for the red face turning up. So the probability for the red turning up, remember the total probability adds up to 1. So if it adds up to 1, it will be now 1 minus, in short, this is the remaining possibility. So it will be 1 minus 36 out of 80. When you take 1, you minus 36 out of 80, you are exactly going to get 11 over 20. And this becomes the solution to question number 18. B for boy, 11 over 20 as the answer to that probability problem. Let us proceed to question number 19. Question number 19. Solve for x in the equation 3 power 3x multiplied by 3 power negative x is equivalent to 81. This can be written as 3 power 3x times 3 power negative x should be equivalent to 81 is written as 3 power 4. We have the product law that says a power m times a power n is a power m plus n. When you apply that law on the left hand side, the product law, this will be like saying 3 power 3x plus negative x should be equal to 3 power 4. And if that is the case, this will become 3x plus negative x, this will become 2x. So 3 power 2x is equal to 3 power 4. So if 3 power 2x is equal to 3 power 4, now because they have the same bases, we drop the bases and proceed with the powers. So the powers now will have 2x being equivalent to 4. To get the value of x, you divide through by 2. So x will be given by 4 divided by 2. Therefore, our x will exactly be equivalent to 2. The value of x in this case is exactly 2, making choice B for boy the correct answer. Let us look at question number 20 now. We are being told in question number 20, a closed rectangular wooden block has a length of 4 meters, a width of 2.5 meters, and a height of 1.5 meters. Calculate the total outer surface area of the box. It is a closed one, so you can have it this way. You can have it. This is your box. That way. The length is 4 meters. The width is 2.5, and the height is 1.5. To get now the total surface area, if it's a closed cylinder, we do have length times width being multiplied by 2, 2 into length times width, plus 2 into width times height, plus 2 into length times height. That is the formula we are using. So this will be 2 into length times width is 4 times 2.5, plus 2 into width times height is 2.5 times 1.5, then plus 2 into length times height is 4 times 1.5, that way. So this will become, when I have 4 times 2.5 being multiplied by 2, this becomes 20, plus 2.5 times 1.5 times 2, this becomes 7.5, plus 4 times 1.5 times 2, this gives you 12. So when you add this, 12 plus 7.5 plus 20, you get exactly 39. Have I done it the right way? I'm getting 39.5 square meters. But now I'm not getting that, the total outer surface. I'm not getting that as part of the choices. Can I have made a mistake somewhere? Because I'm not seeing that as among the choices. But I think length times width by 2, I think the formula we've used is a very correct formula. So this should be the correct answer, dear learners. This should be the correct answer. Now, because we don't have the correct answer, maybe for purposes, we could have picked the most closest answer to whatever we have. We can pick the closest answer to what we are having as the answer. But the correct answer we've seen is 39.5. 39.5. 39.5 meters. So maybe we can just give this one here a benefit of doubt, the option B, but we know the exact answer should be 39.5. Let us go to section B, ladies and gentlemen. My consultation number remains 0741304311. That is my consultation number. Feel free to reach out at any particular time. We are doing it very, very well. Let us now see how we will tackle the section B of this wonderful paper in detail. We are being told in question number 21, without using a calculator or a mathematical table, evaluate. Then you are told 24 all over the reciprocal of 4 over 7 minus 9 all over 0 9 all over 0.125. So this can be written as 24 all over the reciprocal of 4 over 7, it becomes 7 over 4. That is what it means. That is exactly what first that particular part means. We can manipulate this. This can be written as 24 divided by 7 over 4, which is like saying 24 times 4 over 7. And if that is the case, this becomes 96 over 7. That fraction part becomes 96 over 7. Then we have this other part where we are having 9 all over 0.125. So this is just like saying 9. We are dividing it by 0.125. It's like saying 125 all over 1,000. And if that is the case, this will become 9 times 1,000 over 125. And this will become 9,000 over 125. Now, if you have 9,000 over 125, 9,000 over 125, we know that 125 here once, 125 can go here 72 times. It can go there 72 times. So that is like saying 72 over 1. So now we had the two fractions being subtracted. Now I'll have 96 over 7 minus 72 over 1. The LCM here can become 7. 7 divided by 7 is 7 times 96. You get the 96 minus 7 divided by 1 is 7 times times 72. We are having here 7 times 72, giving you exactly 544. Now when you subtract 96 minus 544, you get negative 408 divided by 7, so all over 7. And that, in a simplified way, is negative 58 whole number 2 over 7 without using a calculator or a log table. A calculator or a log table. That is how you approach that particular question, dear learners. That is how you approach that particular question, ladies and gentlemen, to earn your 4 big marks. Let us look at question 22. Question number 22. It says that use tables of reciprocals to evaluate this one here. 2 over 0.5893 plus 1.06 all over 84.6.3. So this can be written as 2 into 1 all over 0.5893. Let me first deal with one part at a time. So this one can be written further as 2 into 1 over, in standard form the denominator becomes 5.893 times 10 to the power of negative 1, like that. So this will become 2 into, let's go to the reciprocals table, 5.893, reciprocals table. I'm going to the reciprocals table, 5.893. We have here 5.8. You proceed along this 5.89. This is 0.1698. It is 5.89, then 3. Along the same row to 3, you get 1. What are you told? Subtract 1. So this becomes 7,961, 0.1697. So this becomes 0.1697 multiplied by the reciprocal of 10 power negative 1 is 10. This will now become 2 into 1.697. Here now you'll be free even to multiply using your calculator. When you take 2, then you multiply the 2 by 1.697, you get 3.394. We've gotten the answer for the first part of our fraction. Let us also solve the other part. The 1.06 all over 846.3, this can be written as 1.06 into 1 all over 846.3. So this will become 1.06 into 1 all over, this in standard form will become 8.463 times 10 squared. So this will go and become 1.06 into 8.463. 8.463. 8.4. 8.4 is here. 6 is here. 1182. 0.1182. I'm having that as 0.1182. After 8.46, then you go to 3. Let us go to 3. 8.63 is here. What is it? It's a 0. So that means the answer just is 0.1182. 0.1182 times 10 power 2 becomes 10 power negative 2, which is just like saying 0.01, the reciprocal. So this will now become 1.06 into, this will now become 0.001182. When you multiply this using a calculator, 1.06 times 0.001182, you get this as 0.00125.292, like that. So when you are here, what was the sign joining the two fractions? It was addition sign. Now we can add. I can now take the answer of the first part of the fraction, 3.394 plus 0.00125.292. And these, when you add, let us add them together. 3.394 plus 0.00125.292. We are getting 3.395.25292 as the solution to our answer, ladies and gentlemen. You can see how simple mathematics is. Very simple mathematics. No struggles, just basic playing with numbers, then you are done. Let us opt to do question number next. That is question number 23. Given that 2 all over x 2 all over 3x plus 1 is the reciprocal of 5 over x minus 2, determine the possible values of k. Now what we know, when you multiply a number, say for example k, times its reciprocal, the reciprocal of k is 1 over k, the answer is usually equivalent to 1. So when you multiply a number by its reciprocal, the answer should always be equal to 1. So these two are this and this one. This is the reciprocal of the other one. When I take the number, which is now 2 all over 3x plus 1, and I multiply it with 5 all over x minus 2, the answer should always be equivalent to 1. That is something very simple. This means that when you look at it well, it means, let me see what we can do here. Let us just multiply 2 times 2. This will become 10 all over. I'm having here 3x plus 1 times x minus 2. So let me have here 3x plus 1 then times x minus 2. This should give me 1. Let me cross multiply. If I cross multiply, or maybe let me first expand this. No, let me cross multiply. I'll have this as 10 is equal to 1 into 3x plus 1 x minus 2. That way. So this means I can have this as 10 is equal to, this will become 3x times x will become 3x squared. 3x times negative 2, that will become negative 6x. 1 times x, this will become plus x. 1 times negative 2, this will become negative 2. So this will be now 10 is equal to 3x squared minus 5x minus 2. When you bring this to the other side, I'll have 3x squared minus 5x minus 2 minus 10 is equal to 0. So this will mean 3x squared minus 5x minus 12 is equivalent to 0. The sum is negative 5. The product is 36. Negative 5 and 36. Will I be able to get the two numbers? The sum can be negative 5. Negative 5 and the product can be 36. I think I can have the two numbers such that I'm looking for two numbers where the sum is negative 5 and the product is negative 36. The two numbers here are negative 9 and 4. Negative 9 and positive 4. So when you feed them back, this will be 3x squared minus 9x plus 4x is equal, minus 12 is equivalent to 0. You can see how simple the question was. Then when you are here, you can factor out the common term. I can have this as 3x into x minus 3, then plus 4 into x minus 3 is equal to 0. Then I'll have here 3x plus 4, then x minus 3 is equivalent to 0. In the first case, I'll have 3x plus 4 is equal to 0. This will mean that my 3x will be equal to negative 4. Then my x will be negative 4 over 3. In the other case, I'll have x minus 3 is equal to 0. This will mean x is equals to positive 3. So therefore, this means x will be equivalent to negative 4 over 3 or positive 3. To be on a safer side, let's write this as x being equal to negative 1 and a third or 3 in simplest way. Those are the two possible values of x, a very simple question. Let us look at the next question, ladies and gentlemen. Question number 24. A digital network interface card converts electronic line pulses to a software factor matching the numerical reciprocal value of the decimal of this. Without using a calculator or a mathematical table, calculate this exact integer data value. Let's reread this particular question to seal this understanding. We are told a digital network interface card converts electrical pulses to a software matching the numerical reciprocal value of this number. Without using a calculator or a mathematical table, you are told to find the exact value, the exact integer value. This is another very awesome question. Now, the question asks to find the exact integer data value that is the numerical reciprocal of this data here, of 0.003125. So first of all, let us get the numerical reciprocal of this decimal number. So that will be 1 all over 0.003125. That is the reciprocal value of it. Now to perform this particular calculation, we convert the decimal number to a fraction. Let us try to convert it to a fraction. So when I have 1 all over this, so this is just like saying 1 divided by 0.003125. So this is like saying 1 divided by, this one is like saying 3125 all over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is all over 1 million. All over 1 million. And when you work it out, this will now become 1 times 1 million divided by 3125. So this will be, when you take 1 million, you divide this by 3125, you get 320. That is the solution to that particular question. Remember, they said without using any calculator. Because they said without using any calculator, you just simplify. Then you get your answer. As simple as that. As simple as that. Let us look at question number 25. Question number 25, ladies and gentlemen. Factorize the expression x squared plus 7x plus 12 is equal to, plus 12, which will give you 4 marks. So when I have x squared plus 7x plus 12, this means I'm gonna look for two numbers such that the sum is 7 and the product of the two numbers should be 12. When you look at it, The sum is 7. This will be 3 and 4. So this will be x squared plus 3x plus 4x minus 12. Then you factor out the common factor x into x plus 3 plus 4 into x minus, so this should be plus, so x plus 3, like that. So this will now become x plus 4, then x minus 3. That is the solution to your problem. That is the solution to the problem. Question number 26. Let us have a look at question number 26, ladies and gentlemen. Factorize the expression 3x squared y squared minus 13xy minus 10. So when you have the expression 3x squared y squared minus 13xy minus 10, I'm going to look for, how are we going to have this one sorted? With this one here, no need to struggle once again. No need to struggle. The good thing with mathematics, as long as you have the content, then those other things will come by themselves. As long as you have the content, then those other things will come by themselves. That is the beauty with mathematics. That is the beauty with math. So let us say I'm going to look for two numbers such that the sum should give me the middle value, which is negative 13. The product is the AC, 3 times negative 10, to give you negative 30. The two numbers here are negative 3 and negative, the sum is negative 13. Not this one. It should be negative 15 and positive 2. Yes, negative 15 and positive 2. So this can be written as 3x squared y squared plus, let me have the minus 15 xy plus 2 xy minus 10. So when you put them into pairs and factor out the common term, in the first pair I'll have 3xy being factored out, 3xy into xy minus 5, then plus 2 into xy minus 5. That way. Those that are outside the bracket, you put them in one bracket. 3xy plus 2. Then in this other one, I'll have xy minus 5. Just imagine doing it this way, you have your 4 marks, dear learners. Just imagine, just as simple as that, you will be having your 4 marks. Let us look at the next part of the paper. That is now question number 27. Simplify the expression 4x squared minus y squared all over 3y squared minus 7xy plus 2x squared. Allow I deal with the numerator first. My numerator is 4x squared minus y squared. This is a difference of two squares, whereby if I have a squared minus b squared, this can be written as a squared minus b squared can be written as a minus b, a plus b. So this is just like saying 4x squared minus y squared can be written as 2x minus y, 2x plus y. That is the answer for the numerator. The concept of the difference of two squares. Allow now I shift focus to the denominator side. My denominator, I'm having 3y squared minus 7xy plus 2x squared. I'm going to look for two numbers whereby the sum is negative 7 and the product of the two numbers should also be 6. So this is negative 1 and negative 6. So I'll have this as 3y squared minus xy minus 6xy plus 2x squared. This will further evaluate to, when you pair up, this will become y into 3y minus x, then minus 3 minus 3x, sorry, minus 2x, not 3x. This should be minus 2x minus 2x into 3y minus x, that way. So this will become y minus 2x, then 3y minus x. That is the answer for the denominator part. Now remember, fraction is normally numerator over the denominator. Then let us see. I want you to be very keen here. I want you to be very, very keen. So when I have numerator over the denominator, I'll have my numerator as 2x minus y, then 2x plus y, over my denominator, which is y minus 2x, 3y minus x. When you look at it, I want you to put some little attention to 2x minus y and y minus 2x. Those, they seem to have been interchanged. So to have that one sorted, I'm likely going to introduce a negative to the numerator. If I introduce a negative to my numerator, look at now what is going to happen. I'll have my value as negative 2x plus y. The other side will be negative 2x minus y. All over y minus 2x, then 3y minus x. So this means you can clearly see I can cancel this and this, and I'll have my answer as negative 2x minus y all over 3y minus x, all over 3y minus x. I want you to take note of how I introduce the negative. I introduce the negative so that to make those values the same. That is the reason as to why I introduced the negative. I want you to be very smart and exactly understand what is happening in these particular questions. Let us go to Let us go to question number 28. This paper is very interesting, and I love how challenging these questions are. They are a bit involving. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share these videos with your other friends so that they can also join and enjoy these free lessons. This paper is very interesting. Question number 28. Question number 28. Solve the equation 3 over x plus 1 minus a half is equal to 2 over 3x minus 1. Allow I solve the left hand side of my equation. I want first to solve this one here. 3 all over x plus 1 minus 1 over 2. What is the LCM? The LCM will be 2 into x plus 1. Take the LCM, divide by the denominator. The x plus 1 and the x plus 1 will cancel out. I'll be left with the 2. Then I now have 2 times 3 to make it 6 minus. In the next case, I'll have the LCM divided by the denominator. The 2 and the 2 will cancel. So you'll have negative 1 into x plus 1. When you solve this will become 6 minus x minus 1 all over 2x plus 2. So this will become 6 minus 1 is 5 minus x over 2x plus 2. So I've reduced the left hand side of my question into a single fraction. Now I can equate these two fractions with ease. I can now take 5 minus x all over 2x plus 2 and say this should be equivalent to 2 over 3x minus 1. You can see that particular stage. What do we do here? We cross multiply. So this will become 5 minus x times 3x minus 1 being equivalent to 2 into 2x plus 2. When you are here, 5 times 3x, this will become 15x. 5 times negative 1, this will become negative 5. Negative x times 3x, this will become negative 3x squared. Then negative x times 1, this will become plus x is equal to 2 times 2x, this will become 4x. 2 times 2, this will become plus 4. Collecting the like terms, I want to shift everything to the left hand side. Maybe let me reduce this. This can be, let me shift just everything to the left. I'll have there 3x squared plus 4x minus 15x minus x, then plus 4 plus 5 is equal to 0. So this will become 3x squared minus, this will be, that is, will it be negative 12 minus 12x plus 9 is equal to 0. We are doing very great. We are doing very, very great. So when you have 3x squared minus 12x plus 9 is equal to 0. You can even reduce this equation by dividing through by 3. by 3 by 3, even here by 3. So this will become x squared minus 4x plus 3 is equal to 0. I'm looking for two numbers such that the sum is negative 4, and now the product should be positive 3. The two numbers should be negative 1, negative 3. So this will become x squared minus x minus 3x plus 3 is equals to 0. This will be x into x minus 1 minus 3 into x minus 1 is equals to 0. Here we have x minus 3, x minus 1 is equal to 0. In the first case, I'll have x minus 3 is equals to 0, meaning x will be equivalent to 3. In the next case, I'll have x minus 1 is equals to 0, meaning our x will be equivalent to 1. That will mean we have two values of x. So x can either be equivalent to 1 or x can be equivalent to 3. That is as per that particular question. Those are the two possible values of x. Then you'll have your 4 marks. Let us proceed to question number 29. Question number 29. Solve the equation 3x squared minus 17x minus 6 is equal to 0 using factorization method. Here you've been restricted on the type of method to use. So when you have 3x squared minus 17x minus 6 is equal to 0, I'm going to look for two numbers such that the sum will be negative 17 and the product will be negative 18. These particular two numbers is negative 18 and 1. Negative 18 and 1. If that is the case, now I'll have these as 3x squared minus 18x plus x minus 6 is equal to 0. So this will be 3x into x minus 6 minus, this will be plus 1 into x minus 6 is equal to 0. Then this will be 3x plus 1 in one bracket, then x minus 6 in another bracket, being equivalent now here to 0. You can see how mathematics is flowing here. You can see how mathematics is flowing, ladies and gentlemen. Then now here we are going to say, we are going now to have these as 3x plus 1 is equal to 0, meaning that 3x in this case will be equivalent to negative 1, meaning our x will be equivalent to negative a third. Or, in the next case, we'll have x minus 6 is equal to 0. That will mean our x will be equal to positive 6. So our x can be equivalent to negative a third or positive 6. Our x is equivalent to negative a third or positive 6. That is how you get 4 marks for that question number 29. Let us have a look at question number next. That is question number 30 of this particular paper. Given the equation ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, has the roots x is equal to negative 4 over 3 and x is equal to 3. So find the values of a, b, and c. So when you have, in the first case, when you have x, I want to explain it in a simpler way, a very simpler way. In the first case, we are having x is equivalent to negative 4 over 3. When I take the negative 4 over 3 to the left, I'll have x minus 4 over 3 being equivalent to 0. Then the next one, I have x is equal to 3. When I take 3 to the left, I'll have x minus 3 is equal to 0. So this will now mean x minus 4 over 3 multiplied by x minus 3. This should give you a 0. So when you open the brackets, this will become x times x will become x squared. X times negative 3 will become minus 3x. Negative 4 over 3 times x will become minus 4 over 3x. Negative 4 over 3 times negative 3 will become plus 4 is equal to 0. So this can be reduced to x squared. Then you have negative 3 minus 4 over 3. This gives you negative 13 over 3. Negative 13 over 3 plus 4 is equivalent to 0. That way, I can decide to multiply through by this 3. When I multiply through by 3, I'll have this as 3x squared minus 13x plus 12 is equal to 0. Now I want to match it to what is expected of us. So when you have 3x squared minus 13x plus 12 is equal to 0, we are now matching with ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So a becomes 3, b becomes negative 13, and c becomes 12. Because they want the values of a, b, and c, I'll say a is equal to 3, b is equal to negative 13, and c is equivalent to positive 12. As simple as that, then you will have your 4 marks. Question number 31. The paper is becoming much more interesting. Question number 31. Solve for x in the equation 32 power x minus 3 divided by 8 power x minus 4 is equal to 64 divided by 2 power x. 32 to base 2 can be written as, is it 2 to the power of 4? Yes, no, 2 to the power of 5 is 32. So this can be like 2 power 5, which is just like saying 32, into x minus 3 now, divided by 8 is like saying 2 power 3 into x minus 4. This should be equivalent to 64. You know 64 is like saying 2 power 6. So this is like saying 2 power 6 being divided by 2 power x. Let us open the brackets. So this will become 2 power 5x minus 15. Divide this by 2 power 3x minus 12. This should be equal to 2 power 6 divided by 2 power x. We have a law of indices that says this way: a power m times divided by, let me use that law exactly, divide this by a power n is like saying a power m minus n. A power m minus n. We are going to apply that law on the left hand side, whereby we are going to subtract the powers. So I'll have this as 2 power 5x minus 15. The whole of this, then you subtract 3x minus 12. We are subtracting it. This should be equal to, on the right, we'll also have this as 2 power 6 minus x. We open the brackets on the left hand side. So this will be 2 to the power of 5x minus 15 minus 3x. But now take note of this. Negative times negative 12 makes it to become positive 12. I hope you can see that one. This should be equivalent to 2 to the power of 6, you less x. Then, because we've equated now and they have the same bases, we drop the bases and proceed with the powers. When we proceed with the powers now, after ignoring the bases, we are going to have this as 5x minus 15 minus 3x plus 12 is equivalent to 6 minus x. 5x minus 3x, this will be 2x. Negative 15 plus 12, this will become negative 3, is equal to 6 minus x. Collecting like terms, I will have this as 2x plus x is equal to 6 plus 3. 2x, this becomes 3x, is equal to 6 plus 3, this is 9. Then x will be given by 9 divided by 3, so our x will be 3. So the value of x in that particular question is exactly 3. The value of x is exactly 3 there. Let us look at question number 32, sorry. Remember still, our consultation number is 07 41 30 43 11. You can make a direct call or you can reach out. Don't forget subscribing, liking, and sharing these videos with your other friends so that they can also join and enjoy these sessions, dear learners. So, back to question number 32. Solve for x in 25 power x plus 1 minus 5 power 2x plus 1 is equal to 2500. We are going to refer to some laws of indices here. The first law, maybe before I refer to that law, let me have this done this way. I know that 25 can be written as 5 to the power of 2. So I can say this is 5 power 2 into x plus 1. Remember 5 power 2 is like saying 25. Then minus 5 power 2x plus 1 is equivalent to 2500. That way. That is the first step. Then after that, we can open the brackets here. This will become 5 power 2x plus 2 minus 5 power 2x minus 1 is equivalent to 2500. We have a law that says a power m plus n is like saying a power m times a power n. Applying that law to the first term, instead of saying 5 power 2x plus 2, I know that could have been 5 power 2x times 5 power 2 minus, then also there is a law. There is a law that says this way. Let me give the law. A power m minus n is just like saying a power m over a power n. So if there is that law, instead of now saying 5 power 2x times 5 power 2x minus 1, that is just like saying, considering this law I've written here at the top right, it is like saying 5 power 2x over 5 power 1. This should be equivalent to 2500. Now 5 power 2x times 5 squared. What is 5 squared? 5 squared is 25. So this is just like saying, or let me do it like this. Let me say, let 5 power 2x be k, for example, be an unknown k. I've made my 5 power 2x to be k in that case. So wherever there is 5 power 2x, I'll be talking about k. So I'm going to have this as k multiplied by 5 power 2 minus 5 power 2x, that is like saying k over 5 to the power of 1 should give me 2500. K squared is 25, so this will become now 25k minus k over 5. This should be equivalent to 2500. How do I remove this denominator of 5? I'll have to multiply each term here by 5. So I'll multiply this by 5, by 5, by 5. When you multiply, this will become 125k minus k is equals to 625. No, not 625. This should be 125. 12500. 125k minus k becomes 124k, which is equals to 12,500. Therefore, the value of k will be, when I take 12,500, I divide by 124. Have I done it the right way? Just a moment, let me see. That is 5k 125 minus. Sorry. Why did I change this value here to a minus? This was a plus. This is a plus here. So that means this one I could not have broken it that way. This is wrong breaking. I treated it negative where it was not. This would have been 5 power 2x multiplied by 5 power 1. If that is the case, then this could have been also here. In fact, from here, there is a mistake. There is a mistake. Let me fix the error first. It's a small typo error times. You might not be that, but at least we've spotted the error a bit earlier. we have spotted it a bit earlier. I changed the positive sign to a negative, and that ruined almost my everything here. But let me fix. It's not a big issue. It is something doable and achievable. So that is like saying k times 5 squared minus k times 5 power 1. K times 5 power 1. 5 squared is 25. So this will become 25k. Then k squared, k power 1 times 5. So k times 5 power 1 will become minus 5k to give you 2500. So this one will be 25k minus 5k. This is 20k is equals to 2500. So k will be given by 2500 divided by 20. When you divide 2500 by 20, you get 125. Remember, 125 can be expressed to base 5 because 5 cubed is 125. So it means k is 5 cubed. So now we get back. Remember, the aim is to get the value of x. Remember, initially we had said let k be 5 power 2x. So our k was equivalent to 5 power 2x. But what have we found as our k? Our k we found as 125, which is like saying 5 cubed. So this means 5 cubed is equals to 5 power 2x. In this case, when you equate and you have the same bases, we drop the bases and proceed with the powers. So I'll have here 3 is equal to 2x. Therefore, it will mean x will be 1.5 or 1.5. That is how you write the value of x. A simple question. We are progressing very well. Let us look at the next part. That is question number 33. We are now going to question number 33, dear learners. Keep following keenly. Keep following our revision strategies keenly. Solve for m in the equation 3 power 4 into m plus 1 plus 3 power 4m minus 246 is equivalent to 0. So we can open the brackets. This can be written as 3 to the power of 4m plus 4 plus 3 to the power of 4m. Then what about 246? 246 you cannot express it to base 3. You cannot express it to base 3. What we do, we can take it over to the right, and this will become 246. Then applying the laws of indices, and this is the law that we are going to apply. A power m plus n is like saying a power m times a power n. So applying that particular law, 3 power 4m plus 4 is like saying 3 power 4m times 3 power 4. Then now plus 3 power 4m. This will be equivalent to 246. That way. Upon reaching there, I can now say let 3 power 4m be, say, maybe y, that way. So I'm going to have y multiplied by 3 power 4 plus 3 power 4m, which is my y. This should give me 246. What is 3 power 4? 3 to the power of 4 is 81. So this is 81 y plus y is equals to 246. 81y plus y, this becomes 82y is equal to 246. 82y is equivalent to 246. So it means that y will be equivalent to 246 divided by 82. So our y will be equal to, when you divide 246 by 82, you exactly get 3. The value of y is 3. But what was our y? Our y was 3 power 4m. So our y, which is equals to 3, was representing 3 power 4m. Remember, 3 is just like saying 3 power 1. So this will mean that 3 power 1 is equal to 3 power 4m. And when you have 3 power 1 being equal to 3 power 4m, we drop the bases and proceed with the powers. I'm going to have this as 1 is equivalent to 4m. Dividing through by 4, I'll get 1 over 4 is equivalent to m. Remember, the question was getting the value of m. Therefore, m is equivalent to, you can write your answer as a quarter, or you can even say 0.25. That is how you get 4 marks for that particular question number 33. Let us go to question number 34, ladies and gentlemen. We are almost winding up. Without using mathematical tables or a calculator, evaluate 1 over 27 raised to power a third multiplied by 256 raised to power half times 9 divided by 1 by 729 raised to power negative 1 times 72 squared. Let me first work out the numerator. I have 1 over 27 raised to power a third. 1 over 27 can be written as 27 raised to power negative 1 being multiplied by a third. And this will now become this can be written as 27. 27 can be expressed to base 3 as 3 cubed times negative 1, all of this being raised to power a third. So this can be written as 3 power negative 3 times a third. So this will become 3 to the power of negative 1. And 3 power negative 1 is just like saying 1 over 3. So 1 over 27 power a third evaluates to 1 over 3. I hope that one has been well understood. Then we have 256 raised to the power of a half. Raised to the power of a half. When you look at 256, this is just like saying 2 power 8. This is like saying 2 power 8 times a half. So this will become 8 times half is 4. So this is like saying 2 power 4, which is exactly 2 power 4 is 16. 2 power 4 is 16, yes. So 256 power half is evaluating to 16. Then I have now 9. So my numerator, when I take the answers now, the simplified answers, I'll be having a third multiplied by 16 multiplied by 9. 3 here 1, 3 here 3. 16 times 3, you get your numerator giving you the answer 48. 48 is the answer for my numerator, and we are done with that one. Let us see the next side, the denominator. I'm having 729 raised to power negative 1. So this is just like saying 1 over 729. Then I'm having 72 squared. You know 72 squared is just like saying 72 multiplied by 72. Then my denominator will be 729 raised to power negative 1 is like saying 1 over 729 times 72 squared, which is 72 times 72. Let us see and let us try to simplify. Let us try to simplify. 9 into 72, it is 8. 9 into 729 is 81. 9 here is 9. 9 into 72, it is 8. I'm getting my denominator as 64 out of 9. 64 out of 9. That is what I'm getting on my side for the denominator. Then after that, remember, how do we write our fraction? It is normally numerator divided by denominator. When I take numerator divided by denominator, my numerator is 48. I divide this by the denominator, which is 9 over 64. So this will become 48. The division sign changes to multiplication. Then the fraction reciprocates to 64 over 9. It was 64. I was dividing by 64 over 9. I've interchanged these ones already here. Remember, the denominator is 64 over 9 already. So that is what I want you to take note of. The denominator is already 64 over 9 from our calculation. So this is like saying numerator 48 divided by our denominator, which is 64 over 9. So this one will become 48. The division changes to multiplication. Then the fraction after it reciprocates to 9 over 64. Once it changes to 9 over 64, again we can simplify. 8 into 48 is 6. 8 into 8 is 8. 8 into 64, it is 8. 2 here is 3. 2 here is 4. So 3 times 9 is 27 over 4. This will become 6 and a quarter. 6 and a quarter is our answer. Is it 6 and a quarter? It is 6 and 3 quarters, not a quarter. 6 and 3 quarters. Because of that, yes, because of 24. It is 6 and 3 quarters. So this is your answer, 6. 6 whole number, 3 all over 4. A very wonderful question once again. Let us look at the next question. That is question number 35. Use logarithm tables to evaluate 2347 multiplied by 0.4 666 squared over the cube root of 0.0924. So I'm going to have a table with 3 columns. I'll have a column for the number, standard form, and the log. So here I will want you to be very keen as I'm going to explain it step by step. I'll explain it step by step. The first case, we have 2347. In standard form, this number will be written as 2.347 times 10 to the power of 3. The power becomes the characteristic. This will be 3 point. Then we go to the tables. Tables of natural logarithms. Tables of natural logarithms. We want the log of 2.347. We go to 2.3. 2.3 is here. 4 is here. 3692. We are having 3692. After 4, you go to 7. Along the same row to 7, then you add. Along the same row to 7, it is 13. Let us add that 13 here. This will be 5, 10, 7, 36. So we are getting 3705. So this is 3705. The next number we have is 0.4666. This number, because it is squared in standard form, the number first will become 4.666 times 10 power negative 1. The power becomes the characteristic. Because it is negative 1, so this one here will be bar 1. 4.666. Let's go. 4.6, then 6. 4.6 is here, then 6 is here. We have it 6684. That is 6684. Let us note it down here. 6684. Then 4.66, then 6. 4.66, then 6 here is 5. What do? We add that particular 5. Let us add that 5 here. This will become 6689. So this will be 6689. Now, because it was squared, we are going to multiply it by 2. When you multiply it by 2, 2 into 9 is 18. You write 8. You carry 1. 2 into 8 is 16. Plus 1 is 19. You write 9. You carry 1. 2 into 6 is 12. Plus 1 is 13. You write 3. You carry 1. 2 into 6 is 12. Plus 3 plus 1 is 13. You write 3. You carry 1. 2 into bar 1 is bar 2. Plus 1 becomes bar 1. That is it. But because the numerator we are adding, we are multiplying. When you're multiplying, we add the logs. So these two we add. Let us add them. 5 plus 3 plus 8 is 13. You write 3, you carry 1. 1 plus 0 is 1. Plus 9 is 10. Write 0, carry 1. 1 plus 7 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. 1, carry 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 3, you get 7. Point. 3 plus bar 1, you get 2. Bar 1 is just like saying negative. So you get that as 2. Then you go to the denominator. We have the cube root of 0.0924. In standard form, this is 9.24 times 10 power negative 2. So this will become bar 2 point 9.2 then 4. This is very direct. 9.2 then 4. We are going to 9.2 then 4. 9.2 is here, then the 4 is here. That is 9657. 9657. Now, because they are saying the cube root, this one now here we are going to divide it by 3. And now this is where the drama comes in. When you are dividing, when you are having a bar, you need to be very keen, dear learners. Give me a listening ear here, because I'm almost breaking down what is very important for you. When you have bar 2, we see, first ignore the negative. Which number can you add to 2 to make it divisible by 1? When you add 1 to it, it will be divisible by 3. So I'm going to have this as bar 3 divided by 3 plus, because I added 1 to 2 to make it 3, I'll also add 1 here. So this one will become 1.9657 divided by 3. Bar 3 divided by 3, you get there bar 1 point. This will be 0. When you have 1.9657 divided by 3, it is 0.6552. So this is 0.6552 that way. After getting it that way, now we are going to read the antilog. This will become 10 power 0 multiplied by 0.65 then 5. The antilog now, we are going to the antilog, 0.65. We are going to read the antilog, 0.65 then 5. 0.65 is here, then 5 is here. 4.519. 4.519. It was 0.65, 0.655, then 2. 0.655, then 2. 2 is here. What do we do? In that column added 2, we add. When you add the 2, this is 11, 2, 5. 4.521. 4.521. When you multiply by 10 power 0, this will just be 4.521 as now your answer. That is how you respond to questions like these ones here without any fear. As long as you have the confidence, then you should be able to get it right. What I'll tell you, learners, is that with the math, all you need is to have that confidence. Once you have the confidence, then everything will be very simple on your side. Everything will be very simple on your side. Let us look at question number 36. A certain number of grade 10 students agreed to contribute equally to buy a gift. Worth 1,200 shillings for their class prefect's birthday. 5 students pulled out, and so the others agreed to contribute an extra 10 shillings. Their contribution enabled them to buy a gift worth 200 shillings more than they originally expected. If the original number of students was X, part A of the question, write an expression of how much each was originally to contribute. To get each person's original contribution, you take the total amount to be contributed, that is 1,200. You divide by the total number of students originally, X. So that is the expression, 1,200 over X. Part B, write down an expression of how much each contributed after the 5 pulled out. How much each contributed. So we are being told 5 pulled out, and so the others So we are being told that 5 pulled out, and so the others contributed 10 shillings extra. So from what they were to contribute, they contributed 10 shillings extra to enable them to buy a gift worth 200 shillings more. So still, they were to contribute this. So this amount of, let me see, write down an expression of how much each contributed. This will be now 1,200 all over X minus 10 minus the 5 learners who pulled out. That is the expression, or you can write it this way: what they were originally to contribute, which is 1,200 over X, but now plus 10 plus 10. These two are all correct. Calculate how many students make the contribution. So by contributing this way, there was a difference of 200 shillings. When I take the new contribution per learner, their contribution enabled them to buy a gift worth 200 shillings more. They agreed to contribute 20 shillings extra. Their contribution enabled them to buy a gift worth 200 shillings more. This is a very simple question, but requires a learner to think critically. I love the structure of the question paper, but you must have read well and be very sure with what you are doing for you to get it right. So when we get here on how many students made the contribution, we have a guideline here that 5 students pulled out, and so the others agreed to contribute 10 shillings extra. 10 shillings extra. Wait. They bought a gift worth 200 shillings more. To get the new contribution, this is not right, because I have a feeling for the new contribution, it is 1,400, which is more. So it is 1,400. This will have been 1,400 because they made a bigger contribution. But let me have this one erased. It is 1,400 divided by X minus 5. They bought a gift worth 200 shillings more. From the 1,200 that they were to spend, meaning they spent 1,400. This 1,400 was contributed by after the 5 learners left, meaning the remaining number of learners is now X minus 5. But now when I take the new contribution per learner, which is the new contribution per learner is 1,400 over X minus 5. I subtract the previous contribution, which is 1,200 over X. The difference here should be 10 shillings. The difference should be 10 shillings. The difference should exactly be 10 shillings. Then when we are here, we can work it out round. You can see it is 10 marks. So I can do it this way. I can multiply both sides by the LCM. That is, the LCM of the denominator will be x into x minus 5 being multiplied by 1400 over x minus 5, then minus x into x minus 5 into 1200 over x should be equal to 10 into x squared minus 5x. So this and this cancel, this and this will be cancelling. Now I'm going to have it this way. 1400x minus 1200 into x minus 5 is equal to 10x squared minus 50x. So this will become 1400x minus 1200x plus 6000 is equal to 10x squared minus 50x. So this becomes 200x plus 6000 is equal to 10x squared minus 50x. Collecting like terms, moving everything to the right, I'm gonna have 10x squared. This is 200x, so this will become minus 250x minus 6000 is equal to 0. I can reduce this by dividing through by 10. This will become x squared minus 25x minus 600 is equal to 0. The sum is negative 25. The product is that one. Will I be able to work it out at that particular point? Yes. I can get the numbers. This is a simple one. Let me arrange the work neatly. So when I have x squared minus 25x minus 600 is equal to 0, the sum should be negative 25. The product should be negative 600. The two numbers that give you this one is negative 40 and 15. So this can be x squared minus 40x plus 15x minus 600 is equal to 0. So this will be x into x minus 40, then plus 15 into x minus 40 is equal to 0. I'll have here x plus 15, then x minus 40 is equivalent to 0. In the first case, I'll have x minus 15 is equal to 0. So x plus 15 is equal to 0, meaning x is equal to negative 15. In the next case, I'll have x minus 40 is equal to 0, meaning x is equivalent to 40. So I have two values of x. X can be negative 15 or positive 40. But what was our x? Our x was the number of people. You cannot have x, number of people, as negative. Therefore, we are going to pick the value of x being equivalent to 40. Remember, the question was, how many students made the contribution? Now, x was the original number of people. To get now the number of people who made the contribution, students who contributed, I'll now take 40. I minus the 5 who pulled out. I'll be left with 35 students as the answer. 35 students as the answer to that particular question. A very wonderful question, dear learners. Let us look at is it the second last or the third last? Let us look at the second last question, bit by bit. Still remember that 0741 30 43 11 is our consultation number. You can call or WhatsApp that number for midterm exams. The floor of a rectangular room can be covered by a carpet costing 300 shillings per square meter. The total cost would be 6,000 shillings. Taking x, the length of the room to be x, express the width of the room in terms of x. So the cost can be, for every 1 square meter, it will be covered using 300 shillings. But the total cost for covering the whole room is 6,000 shillings. Then what is the area of the room? Then the area of that room will now be 1 multiplied by 6,000 divided by 300. And this exactly is going to be 20 square meters. This is the area of the room. That is the area of the room. So it means now that we are having a room this way. The area is 20. Taking the length to be x, how do you get the width? Remember, our area of a room is given by length times width. So the area 20 is given by the length, which is x, times the width. To get the width, I'll divide here by x, I'll divide here by x. So the answer is, the expression for the width will be given by 20 over x. 20 over x. This is meters. Yes, 20 over x meters is the expression for the width. Part B, if a uniform width of a half meters is left uncovered all round, the cost is 2,400 shillings less. Form and solve an equation to determine the value of x. So we can have this as our room, and we leave a gap of 0.5 meters round. So this is 0.5, 0.5. Remember, if this is x, the width was 20 over x. Now, let's get the new length. The new length, if you leave a gap of 0.5 on both sides, the new length will be x minus 1 meters. And the new width will also be 20 over x minus 1 meters. And if that is the case, those are the dimensions now of the shaded part. Let me shade it. Those are the dimensions of that area covered by the length, covered by the carpet. And if that is the only region that is covered by the carpet, then this person will spend 2,000 shillings, 2,400 shillings less. So amount spent will be, instead of spending the 6,000, you will take now the 6,000 minus the 2,400. This is 4,600 shillings. 4,600 shillings. And if that is 4,600 shillings, that is the amount spent. Form and solve an equation. We know that 1 square meter was costing how much? 1 square meter was costing 300 shillings. What about 4600 shillings? What is the mesh? What is the area here? This will be 1 times 4600 divided by 300. This will be going. So we'll be getting an area of 46 over 3 square meters. That is the area of that part. And how do you get the area? Area is usually given by length times width. The area, which is 46 over 3, will be given by the length, which is x minus 1 multiplied by the width of 20 over x minus 1. So this will be 46 over 3 is equal to, when you multiply this, will become x times 20 over x. This will become 20. X times negative 1, this will become negative x. Negative 1 times 20 over x, this will become minus 20 over x. Then negative 1 times 1, this will become plus 1. So this will become 46 over 3 is equal to 19, 20, it will be equal to 21, because 20 plus, don't know if, yes, this will become 21 minus x minus 20 over x. Let me move this one to the other side. I can have this as 46 over 3 minus 21 is equal to negative x minus 20 over x. So when you have 46 over 3 minus 21, this becomes negative 17 over 3. We are now going to have this as negative 17 over 3 being equal to negative x minus 20 over x. Let me multiply everything by x to remove the denominator. In fact, let me multiply by 3x. I want to remove these denominators fully. So I'll multiply by the LCM. I want to multiply each term here by the LCM, which is 3x. So I'll multiply this by 3x. This one here by 3x. This one here by 3x. 3 and 3 will cancel. I will now have this as negative 17. Negative 17x is equal to 3x times x, that will become times negative x, this will become negative 3x squared, negative 3x squared, then this and this will cancel, minus 20. So if that is the case, I'll move things there. I'll have this as 3x squared minus 17x plus 20 is equal to 0. The sum is 60, the product is negative 17. The sum is negative 17, the product is 60. The sum is negative 17, the product is 60. Will I be able to get it? I'm looking for two numbers. I'm looking for two numbers whose sum is negative 17 and the product is 60. What can be these two numbers? Can I get the two numbers? I'm critically thinking. The two numbers, if we think, can be negative 12 and negative 5. So our sum is negative 17. Our product is 60. So the two numbers are negative 5 and negative 12. So I'll have here 3x squared minus 5x minus 12x plus 20 is equals to 0. So that will be x into 3x minus 5 minus 4 into 3x minus 5 is equals to 0. I'll have here x minus 4. I will have x minus 4, then 3x minus 5 is equals to 0. This will mean my x here will be 4 or 5 over 3. Those are the possible values of x. Those are the possible values of x. Those are the possible values of x for that particular question. Those are the possible values of x for that particular question. So the question was form and solve an equation to determine this. It is my hope that I've done it in a very organized way, and I've gotten let me see ahead. Have I really gotten it the right way? I had, let me see, x minus 1. Then the other one I had was okay. I'm just cross-checking what I've done at that particular stage, because it's also very important we confirm. The length, I had it as x minus 1. The original width was 20 over 3. When I subtract 1, I had 20 over x minus 1. Then I multiplied to get the area. X minus 1, then that one. This one should be equivalent to, I had 300. Let me see. Times 300 shillings will be equal to 2400 less. The place I missed is where I did this multiplication. When you take for 6,000, you minus 2400, you should be getting 3600 and not 46. Oh my god, let me fix that. This one should be 36 and not 46. It's now ruining almost everything, but I hope I'm going to fix, because it's very important. So this should be 36 here, and if it is 36, when you divide by that, you get the area is 12. So that area covered by the carpet is 12 square centimeters. So this value here should have been 12. Let me change this and see. Just a moment. This is 12 is equal to that. Even this one here, all of this. this should be 12. So 12 is equal to that. Even here, this should be 12 is equal to that. So this other side should be 12, this one here. This value here should be 12. Let me see. So this should be 12 minus 21 is equals to that. 12 minus 21. So I think from there it's changing everything once again. But it is good we fix because I did wrong subtractioning there. And it's not good. We leave it there. The question required an accuracy and I had a small oversight, just a small one. But you can see now how costly it has become. A small oversight consuming some time here again. But I have it fixed. So that means even this right hand side here, things are wrong. These right hand side things are not that right. Let me erase and fix it very fast because I expect it will be very, very fast without any struggle. Without any struggle here. Let me just erase here and have that bit fixed. Let us see. Yeah, I think now that has been cleaned, I can fix this one well. 12 minus 21. 12 minus 21, you get negative 9. So this is going to be negative 9 is equals to negative x minus 20 over x. So we can multiply both sides by x, by x, by x. And this will become negative 9x. Negative x times x will become minus x squared, then minus 20. So this is like saying x, I had an equal sign. X squared, when it goes there, x squared minus 9x plus 20 is equals to 0. That is the expression now I'm having, that x squared, I'm having x squared minus 9x plus 20 is equals to 0. So here, I'm looking for two numbers whose sum is negative 9 and whose product is 20. The two numbers are negative 4 and negative 5. So this will be x squared minus 5x minus 4x plus 20 is equivalent to 0. This will be x into x minus 5, then minus 4 into x minus 5 is equals to 0. I have x minus 4, x minus 5 is being equivalent to 0. And if that is the case, then it will mean x will be equivalent, x can be equals to 4 meters or 5 meters. That is how you should have done that particular question to get it right. Question number last, that is question number 38. A wonderful question, ladies and gentlemen. The product of positive 2-digit number is 20. When the number is reversed the new number formed exceeds the original number by 9. Find the number. Find the number. So let the digits be x, y. So the product, that means x times y is 20. When you reverse the digits, now we'll be having yx, and the new number is 10y plus x. The old number was 10x plus y. So when the digits are reversed, the new number formed exceeds the original number by 9. So that means the new number, which is now 10y plus x, exceeds, when I subtract the old number, 10x plus y, the difference here is 9. Opening the brackets, this will be 10y plus x minus 10x minus 9, sorry, minus y is equal to 9. 10y minus y, that becomes 9y. X minus 10x, this becomes minus 9x, is equal to 9. This one you can even reduce by dividing through by 9. This will become y minus x is equal to 1. So this is equation 2. At the top here we had equation 1. We can solve the two equations now simultaneously. So I have xy being equivalent to 20. Then I have y minus x being equivalent to 1. So this means y is equivalent to 1 plus x. And if this is the case, then I can have x into 1 plus x is equal to 20. So this will become x plus x squared is equal to 20. So I can have here, x squared plus x minus 20 is equals to 0. Then the sum should give me 1. The product should give me negative 20. The two digits are negative 4 and 5. So this is x squared minus 4x minus plus 5x minus 20 is equivalent to 0. Factoring out, I'll have here x into x minus 4 plus 5 into x minus 4 is equal to 0. So if that is the case, I'll have x plus 5, x minus 4. X plus 5, then x minus 4 is equal to 0. In the first case, I'll have x plus 5 is equals to 0, meaning x will be equivalent to negative 5. In the next case, I'll have x minus 4 is equals to 0, meaning x is equal to 4. But now, because the digit is the product of two positive digits, so we are going to disregard the negative one and pick the value of x as 4. So when x is equivalent to 4, y will be given by 20 divided by 4 to give you 5. Therefore, the value of y is 5. And find the number. The number xy is now 4, 5. That is the number, and that's how you get 100% in this paper. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video with your other friends.